为了 to save the time, for the next discussion, I may use Chinese to ask the question, and then maybe you can answer in English anyway. 所以为了节约时间，我下面用中文来问问题，然后顾老师可以回答快一点，然后所以我看了刚才的这个不同的谈论，Claire 谈到了中国和西方的这个刘亚成先生和当时的摄影的其他王文南的李小斌之间的比较。那么我想我第一个问题想同时问3位专家的题目是，刘先生当时到中国来是代表这个 Time Magazine 来的，然后实际上我们中国当时也有我们所谓的新华社的这个摄影传统和人民日报的这样的一个摄影传统。我想请3位 Claire 是研究中国摄影的专家，能不能从你的角度来比较一下这个传统的怎么来的，会有什么差异？我也想问顾铮先生，就是你觉得我们建国以后的这种新闻摄影的传统跟建国以前的新闻的传统，它的区别是在哪儿？是怎么样发生这个变化的？那么也想问一下刘先生，就是从您日常的工作，您跟王文澜他们也都在一起拍，您怎么看待这个摄影传统的差异造成的这个图像的这个之间的变化的问题？ Maybe Claire, you first. I just generally ask. Because when Liu first sent it to China, was the representative of the Time magazine. So in the meantime, we have another documentary photograph tradition in China as well. So I just want to explore where this Chinese photograph tradition come from, and what's his experience to dealing with this kind of different ideology or different traditions. So maybe Claire, you are the first.
Well, of course, we often think of kind of 1949 as, the beginning of something, which it was. But I mean, there is a prehistory, of course, to documentary kind of photography. And of course, one always thinks of that famous magazine, The True Record, 真相画报, if we're talking about documentary photography, but also the complex kind of range of visual imagery that appeared, then and still continues to appear now. This is a magazine that was set up by 2 artists from Guangzhou who'd spent time in Japan, and we're using straight documentary photography. This is sort of in 1911 or 1912, 13, 14, around that time. So that was a really fine example of early documentary photography. Of course, we all know what happened after 1949, and I guess so that the idea of reality kind of changed very dramatically. And I think there is a very good example that Liu gives of he and a number of Xinhuashe and other journalists turning up for the same photo shoot. Or photo subject, and they are all kind of training their cameras on the subject, and suddenly an arm comes into the frame and removes an ashtray. So you've got this idea of needing to tidy up or clean up the imagery to create a sense of, I guess, perfection. And this is a concept that you find in painting, in portraiture. It's a very deeply ingrained thing. So I think these are very complex ideas that we're dealing with. I mean, it's not just kind of propaganda. I think we need to go back and look at Chinese, look at photography in the context of Chinese visual culture much more broadly, and looking, at social at people's customs and habits. So I think, after 1949, certainly, there was a particular image that, people were expected to produce in their photography, which has then had a great legacy. It's then very difficult.
Construction of the FTR.
My goodness, it's all right. So look, just to finish, it's very difficult to unlearn those things. And so I think, the environment that Liu was going into in the late 1970s, people are still grappling with this changed environment. But, you know, let's hear from people who are on the ground.
那所以我给顾教授的问题是，我们知道您早年也是这个摄影的实践者，所以您也把这个罗伯格弗兰克的这个决定，把布列松那个决定性的瞬间彻底的 critical moment 这个彻底挑战过来，所以我想请您从这个新闻传播和新闻摄影的角度，帮我们介绍一下，就是中国的，就是在80年代。这一批摄影家开始工作的时候，包括从国外回来的时候，他们面对的是一个怎么样的一个摄影的现实？能不能把张大力所谈的这个摄影当时的这种新华社这种传统的东西给我们讲的再详细一点点？
可能时间还是有限，这个不一定能够太详细的展开。就是刚才这个克莱尔的发言里边提到的这个 propaganda 这个词。其实这个中国的这个，如果说这个新闻摄影实践，或者说新闻实践里边最大的一个问题，一直到这个80年代啊，这个之前是没有办法，就是说对它进行挑战和反思的，是一个什么样的一个问题呢？就是说新闻和宣传之间的关系，就是完全没有这个边际，也就是说，宣传就是新闻，新闻就是宣传，所以说。全面控制下的所谓的新闻媒体，它其实只承担的是宣传的任务，它的目的只是说怎么样通过他们的这个各种形式的这么一种传播的一种方式，是去把党的精神指示号召传播出去，统一人的思想。那所以说呢，在这样的一种情况之下，出现的比如说这个新闻摄影。大家俗称叫新华体，这就有新华社的，主要由新华社所倡导的。但这个里边其实还是有一定的渊源，这种渊源，比如说包括来自这个50年代中苏关系非常密切的时候，一边倒的时候，从苏联的这个借鉴过来的，包括苏联帮我们培训的、培养的来进行讲课的。这些苏联的新闻摄影实践的这样的一套做法等等等等。那么总的来说呢，我是用这么样的一个词汇。那么除了就是说这个领导人之间他们是有一种政治上的，比如说你失事了，那比如说用这种方式用比如说修图像的方式把你修掉等等。除了这个之外呢，就是宣传就是从图像上来说就是叫视觉卫生，视觉卫生。就是说，社会主义显然是一个理想境界的一个乌托邦的一个现实。这个现实，无论通过导演的方式、摆布的方式，或者说最没有办法的，就是说对照片进行动手动脚、进行修改、传改，总要得出一个光明的、干净的、这样的一种图像和。用图像给出的一种假象，所以说从这个意义上来说呢，一直到80年代，显然就是说新闻，如果说有新闻的话，一些事实有的时候，比如说几届几中全会召开了，这应该是一个事实，不会有疑问。但是更多的就是说是以宣传为目的的新闻，所以说新闻和宣传之间的这个关系，其实是。更重要的是，宣传主导了这个新闻，但是1976年以后，显然大家都有进入了一个非常活跃的一个反思的一个阶段，就觉得无论如何，那么包括就是说这个许许多多的事实显示被揭示出来以后，这种宣传本身的合法性受到了挑战。就是说，人们不再相信，就是说这样的一种图像和自己所经验的现实，是一致的。那么大家用各种各样的一种方式来进行一种挑战，那么包括就是说，从看到的国外的一些新闻实践重新被引进，重新被模仿， 然后开始了大家的来自方方面面的各种各样的挑战和尝试。
Okay, thanks. So Liu, you have stayed in China for 40 years, and from later 70s until now. So what's your experience when you first arrived China and working with your Chinese colleague as a foreign correspondent? You must love to talk, conversation, communication. I know you have lots of story about that, so maybe we can share some of that.
Again, I think I just want to briefly touch upon what Claire and Guzhen have mentioned about the word propaganda, because I think most of us in this audience and in Hong Kong with proximity towards mainland China, the people in Hong Kong are not that ignorant about what is propaganda and what is not propaganda, because even in Hong Kong itself, you have newspaper that they are more inclined to propagate, the lines that Beijing wishes to communicate. I like to take this opportunity once to explore the idea between words and photographs, because I mean, adding to what Guzhen has said, the Chinese have learned it from the Russian, and I wasn't sure if the Russian have learned it from the German and vice versa. So that idea is really already out there and have talked about a lot. I just came back actually two nights ago. I was at the discussion with a writer and the photographer. The writer was this English writer who wrote a bestseller called Watching the English. Her name is Kate Fox. And the photographer is Martin Parr, who is Welsh as well as further English. And by listening to the discussion, I discovered something, because the word of visual anthropology came up. And to the extent that both the photographer and the writer have both left England for some time. Kate Fox left for France, and she left for the United States for a long time, and then came back. And because she emphasized there's a long period of time being away from England, and how she could watch the English behavior and then write about it. And I think this is something I could relate to. And similarly, Martin Parr had left for Ireland and somewhere else in between, and then he came back and he's trained on watching the behavior of English middle class, and his photograph show a lot of ideas, and he challenged some of the cliches of people thought about the English. But in both instances, the writer and the photographer bring something actually is in their thought, and how the thought through observation, one person translated into words, and the photographer translated into the images that he sees. And I think in my case, my relationship with China is a long and a complex one. Had the childhood in China be so difficult, I might not have eventually developed the interest I had for China. So a lot of the ideas of how to interpret, given the distance being away from China and to come back to China, how to interpret the Chinese body languages, the facial languages, the eye contact, in the context with the backdrop that how daily life, how politics intervene into the Chinese daily life. And that's what sort of kept most of my attention. So I think there is the idea that today, Gujen has shown lots of very interesting examples. The younger generation, how they conceive an idea and how they try to express it in photographs, and how they integrate some elements that artists would employ regularly in their work and come up with this very new and fresh style of photography. But so either way, I think that we cannot, either as a photographer, as an artist, or as a writer, the most we can do is through our observation. And then observation has to come from your experience, and has to come an experience, a kind of a knowledge. Without that, I think it's very difficult to go to the third element, and that's your the emotional relations between the image and the photographer.
Okay, and before I handle this to the question, I have another question for both of you. 就是在我把问题交给观众之前，我有一个问题。在顾老师的这个地方，我们觉得非常 in the presentation 里边，我们觉得我们很难受的一个我们很 fascinating 的地方就是说，这个关于这个新闻真相和艺术之间的这个界限变得很模糊了。那您是研究新闻的专家，您怎么看待这个界限存在的必要性，或这个界限怎么样来？因为我觉得在这个艺术创作和报道摄影之间这个界限变得非常的奇怪，所以我想问一下您怎么看待这个界限的问题。那么跟刘先生也来谈到，就是实际上我们当时接受这些照片的，我想大部分人看这个照片是把它当做一个新闻报道的一个照片。那我们今天您刚才谈到怎么样去体会中国人在日常生活中的知识啊这些态度的表达的时候，那实际上它又赋予了很多艺术的这个含义在这个地方。您也是怎么样来看待这个界限的？
就是比利先生刚才提的这个艺术和这个现实，然后包括是新闻和现实，新闻和艺术，新闻摄影和艺术创作之间的这个关系，我觉得这个某种意义上来说，就是说彻底的，就是说以自己作为一个新闻摄影工作者的态度去进行这个新闻摄影工作的人，那他自己应该有一个明确的，就是说自己的一个工作的一个标准和底线，然后在这个基础之上，是不是能够包括对题材的选择，包括自己对题材的处理的手法等等，能不能有一定的这个个人的一个发挥的一种可能性，然后在这个可能性的基础之上，使得他具备了一定程度上的这么一种艺术的这种可能性，我觉得都是有可能的。那么某种意义上来说呢，是不是说新闻摄影就不能称为艺术作品？似乎现在也没有这么样这个非常绝对的这么一种判断。也就是说，怎么说呢？包括就是说新闻摄影作品的呈现方式等等，其实在不同的时空里边，不同的手法，我们如果愿意，也可以把它理解是一种艺术作品，而不仅仅只是一种新闻事实的展现。有没有这种可能？那当然还包括了我们今天的有一些作品是创作这些作品的艺术家。就是以新闻为素材，然后在素材的这个基础之上来进行一种个人对现实的一种阐释， 然后包括同时来对艺术的这么一种可能性，通过新闻素材的带到艺术创作里边来，既挑战艺术的定义，也挑战新闻摄影的定义。这种尝试其实现在是越来越多，越来越多。所以说，我觉得在这个方面，真正意义上的一个记者，我觉得应该更多的是考虑怎么样从主体的一个立场上去给出自己对现实的一种个人的一种解释和视觉的，包括刘老师刚才说的用视觉的语言、视觉的一种阐释。但这种阐释往往在有些人的手里会有可能形成了，就是说在摄影在新闻和艺术之间的这么一种边界的来回跨越的这种可能性会出现。那么包括刚才提到的马丁帕啊等等，都有这么一种企图和野心，就是说不愿意，或者说甚至是说不愿意仅仅被认为我的作品只是一种简单的事实的摘录，而是包括这个刘先生自己的工作，我想都存在着这么对自己的一种更高的一种标准和要求。就是说，如果说是 news 的话，就是我在这个现场，包括在座的都有可能拿出一个手机，帮一下就把这个事情抓住了。那这是一个没有办法，就是再去提升它为艺术的大致上没有办法。但是你作为一个记者，长期的对一个题材去进行一种这个深入的一种工作的时候，往往会把自己整个的一个对生活的理解、对摄影的理解，自己的全身心的一种修养体现在里边以后，逐步的会呈现某种艺术的面向出来，或者说，整个的一个 body， 一个作品的一个 body。我们没有办法不说它是一个艺术品，当然，但同时它是非常好的纪实摄影作品、新闻摄影作品，都有这种可能。所以说，这个问题现在确实是越来越复杂的。我们还是听听刘先生的。对。
I just want to touch a moment on the something that I myself has become a bit confused, to say the very least, because recently David Hockley has written a piece in the Financial Times describing how since the 14th century the artists have always used painting to record reality, but most of the reality seems to have something to do with religious matter, and most of that time was painted for the church. But photography, as it evolved, actually, how it changed modernism in art. But he mentioned something very interesting, is that with digital technology, he seems to think that the Photoshop has now returned photography back to the paintings. I'm confused because I'm from the old school, and John Milley, my mentor, I remember the only class of photography I took in New York. He's often telling us, this is photography, and that, if you want to do that, go in and be an artist. So in his mind, there's something very, he was talking about what makes photography exclusive. What is the exclusive functionality of photography? So in which he talked about the relation between the shutter, the speed of the film, and these two things makes photography unique, make photography exclusive. But with the idea of Photoshop, all these areas are now blurred. So I think in some way there is a convergence between photographer, regardless whether you record news or doing other forms of photography, and what artists actually do. So because technology, the idea of Photoshop in many ways is an enabler. It enables the photographer to manipulate, to change things, and so on and so forth. So in my mind, that's what my mentor, John Mealy, said, no, you don't do that. If you want to do that, go and be an artist. So tell you the truth, I'm very confused.
Can I just quickly add one thing? I mean, I think it is very interesting what Gu Zheng is kind of showing us in these new works. I mean, it is, you know, because we're dealing with what is reality, or, you know, what is the truth? How do we find that? You know, and maybe this is a challenge. The artists, the contemporary artists who are working with photographic means or materials are putting a challenge to the photojournalists. I mean, by which I mean, maybe they're using artistic means in order to draw attention to a kind of reality that is perhaps more powerful to the viewers because it is mediated, you know, in this way and manipulated. This is a kind of world, this world of manipulation is something we all understand very well. And the fact that it's heightened in a strange way makes it even more real. So, you know, I think this is a very interesting trend, and I see it has a very close relationship with documentary photography, but it really is kind of, you know, stating that, you know, there are issues and there are challenges there.
Okay, so maybe it's time we leave the time for the audience if we have any questions for us and for further discussion. Yeah.
三位长者你好，请问你们觉得在现在的中国的媒体新闻媒体上，是文字还是这个图片多配录多一点？那个正上是文字 do words or photographs expose more truth in the current Chinese news media? What do you think?
I think there's no end to the examples that some of which Gu Zheng has mentioned that is being manipulated. So all things considered, I would still think that in percentage-wise, what you see is what you tend to believe. And I think that is still largely true. However, when it comes to words, we are in a whole different territory because there are a lot of news reporting that are true. There are a lot of observation and analysis that you read in the newspaper on the website. They are true, but because the state and the party has such an overwhelming position in the society. Just for people who don't know, in the just recently concluded third plenum of the 18-party Congress, most of us not aware that when Chinese government do a plenum, they literally put sometime more than 200, sometime more, sometime less, of extremely knowledgeable specialists, experts. They will go through months and months to prepare what they call it a document, which is always called the political report. And these specialists and experts, they would tinker with every word to reflect the party, what party actually wants to do. And those words are not understandable by you and me. So in other words, sometimes we need a specialist to read that report to explain to a non-specialist. So it is also very often that when Chinese finish a party meeting, they send teams of people to the provinces to explain to the provincial leaders what that document actually mean. So the reason I cite this example to you is that oftentimes when you do read the Chinese newspaper, aside from the spot news of a train wreck, of a flood, and so on and so forth, sometimes you don't know what you read, and it is a very it's a very difficult situation to pin down. But that is not to say, you know, every statement you get from the White House, you understand it either. So sometimes, you know, between the words, is the words more believable than the photographs? I tend to think photographs seem simpler.
I don't know, I think images are kind of so slippery. I mean, they're much more difficult for people to pin down. I mean, unless, of course, you consciously choose to photograph something that you know is going to arouse a response. But I think words are much more tricky in a political sense.
我没这个理解清楚，就是说你的问题是说这个现在在中国的报纸里边是文字里边的真相多，还是图像里边的真相多？是这个意思是吧？啊？其实呢，这个我今年在日本的这个一个会上做过一篇论文的宣读，叫两种意识形态下的真相。就怎么说呢？中国现在有一个比较有意思的，就是说，比如说这些党报，他们自称叫主流媒体啊，就是说，比如说从人民日报到地方上的，比如说这个上海的，比如说解放日报、文汇报、北京日报，然后比如说长江日报，都是这个各个地方的直属的党的机构的叫 organ， 就是说喉舌机关报，是吧？他们自称叫是主流媒体。但是呢，这些主流媒体呢，他们说的这套话，是在他们的这么一个系统里边在运转的。然后呢，但是这套运转呢，就是说出于经济的市场的考虑，就是说它现在越来越，就是说没有办法这个维持下去。然后呢，现在派生出了个叫都市报系统。我们知道，比如说刚才我说到的李煜、刘波，他们是武汉。就有楚天都市报、楚天京报啊，楚天京报，对，上海嘛有东方早报、新闻晨报，像然后这个广州嘛有南方都市报等等，这些呢是叫都市报系统，用它来按照相对纯粹的所谓的新闻运作的方式进行新闻的生产，然后满足叫都市读者的需求。然后这样的报纸呢，在主流报看来叫非主流媒体，但是奇怪的是，非主流媒体能够吸引大量的读者自己掏钱来买这个报纸阅读。当然，现在的这个购读的这个也在下降。然后这个购读呢，是反过来是需要他们来养主流媒体，就是说我自己生出一个孩子来，这个孩子呢，既是跟我自己来竞争的。然后他说出来的一套话呢，跟我的一套话是两个系统里边的。但是我这个日益没落的这个，包括经济收入，员工的这种，比如说状况都不好，但是都是要靠都市报大量的收入来养他的。所以说，在这样的一个情况里边呢，其实说，更有意思的，我觉得就是说，怎么说呢？主流所谓的他们的主流媒体里边所说的这一套话，也是某种真实。然后这种主流媒体里边，无论是它语言里边的真实和图像里边的真实，是反映了他们这一种存在状态的，或者他们这种思维状态下的一种真实。 真实。所以说我们现在其实有许许多多的真实，用复数的真实。我也不知道这个 choose 的话 chooses 是有这么一种，他们自以为是的有一种真实啊。这里边呢可能有部分是真的，但是有大量的一种套话的东西渗透在里边的，然后和相对来说是符合市场要求的。就是我们从新闻学的角度，最早我们本来系里边有个主任王忠，他说新闻是商品，新闻是必须是要出售，人家出钱要买来看的，才是真正意义上的新闻，人家认账自己掏钱的，新闻是商品。那所以说，既是商品，又是一种宣传用品。那么，反正今天的中国的这个新闻生态，就是这么复杂的纠结在一起的。就说包括在座的在香港的朋友，也许理解起来更困难了。就是说，我觉得最伟大的是中国人，这个脑子太好了，就是说，能够在各种各样的机制里边会自我发明出来种种旁人看来是错乱的，但其实这一定时间里边，我想这样的这种事情不可能是永久的，但是某些时期里边，看上去好像很顺，好像我只是介绍一个这样的一种生态，给大家做一个解释。
还有问题？庄先生。
我没有问题。
你说听得到？
我没有问题。我今天能够有幸参加这场座谈啊，特别是刘先生作品的发表，非常的高兴，也非常荣幸能够有这个机会参与。因为昨天刚到香港，那我自己也做摄影做了可以讲一辈子了，特别在新闻工作也差不多有28年。那我觉得今天参加这个座谈特别有意义的，就是第一个看到刘先生的作品，因为以前看过是没有在荧幕上看，是在印刷的，那我印象就非常的深刻。那我觉得就说刘先生的作品，比较刚才顾铮先生所介绍的东西啊，非常有趣。因为刘先生刚刚讲，特别是外宾们认为他是，或者是我们中国人认为他是外人还是内人？我觉得他既是外人又是内人。正因为他既是外人又是内人，才有这样的作品出现。就是他用国外的一种观点跟眼光，但是他自己又是中国人，来看到这个社会。把这两种的想法糅合在一块儿，然后用他独特的方式来表现。那他的作品在视觉上是非常的强，也非常的独特，非常有张力。但是他事实上叙述的非常的温和，所以他不是直接的，像刚才刘铮先生这个顾铮先生所介绍的这么样的，或者是直接指导这个社会的问题的状态。就是一下子就把它揭露，或者稍微迂回一点，但是还是非常强烈的。但是我的看法，个人的看法，我是觉得刘先生的作品，它是一种非常的温和，但是把这个中国这个30年，特别这个转变，用您的这个视觉，也可以讲是具体而微的去显示出来，哪怕是几张照片，这个在影像或者在这个摄影的创作上来讲，我觉得是非常了不起的这个成就。这是个人的对您作品的看法。那刚才顾铮教授所介绍的这些摄影家的他们的作品，也包括这个台湾的姚瑞忠的啊。那我是觉得每一个您所举的例子都非常的都不一样，但是殊途同归的是显示出来。这个谈到了这新闻的报道，透过影像来报道新闻，可是当遭遇到了一些不能够符合新闻处理原则或者说你内心的一种对新闻的认定的标准，那发生了一些困难的时候，就往往用不同的方式来传达，希望能够唤起读者 能够对这个事情的真相的有意愿去发掘或者了解。我觉得这变成了就是说，用一种其他的方式，不是那么正面直接的新闻影像来传达这样的意思，而且它的这个社会的意义非常的特别的深刻。那刚才谈到了，就是说主持人所说的这个，到底新闻报道一个事件跟这个艺术，所以你又是一个记者或者是一个 photographer 的身份，或者是你一个 artist 的这个怎么样的来看待？我是觉得在今天来讲，当代的艺术已经界限相当的宽了。那传统的摄影，如果你表现得很好，我觉得当然也是艺术的一部分。但是对于当代的艺术来讲，摄影可能只是它的一个表达的手段，或者是工具，或者是一个部分而已。但是从这个角度来看，我觉得刚才顾教授所介绍的这些，我觉得他们是艺术家，因为他不光是传达了这个记录的方式来报道一个真实，或者讽刺一个真实，或者质疑一个真实，但是他用的那个方式，我觉得已经到了艺术的境界了。比如说，他用个人的裸体在那个新闻事件的现场来呈现，或者说您拍那个老夫妇在农村，那他们的用几个空椅子表示他们的小辈已经都到外地去根本已经这个所谓的空洞化了。那这样的一个明确传达这样一个意思，但是他已经用了他自己的手法，比如说他用了那些椅子摆到现场，那我就觉得这个是非常有意思。对不起，我这个说的多了一点。那我觉得是真的，这已经是当代的艺术的一部分，这是个人一个浅见。谢谢各位。
谢谢，好吧，谢谢。我想我们的时间就要到了，那么按照道理，我还要做一个最后的一个总结的一个发言。那么，其实今天我们涉及到了很多很有意思的问题，比如说在中国的摄影的传统的问题。那么这个传统，它怎么样在49年之后发生变化？怎么样在80年代又有更多的东西进来，发生一个渊源的流变？我想这是我们今天谈论的第一个层面的问题。那么在这个层面的刘先生是一个 key figure， 一个关键的人物。我想第二个问题就是，因为可能怎么样我们在新闻、在艺术创作之间的这个界限的问题，我觉得这个问题有2个层面的问题。第一个层面是艺术家在做这个作品的时候，他怎么样把握真实和艺术之间的关系。那么其实还有一个层面，我们今天很遗憾没有谈过来，就是随着时间的变化，某一些作品它会由一个新闻照片变成一个我们具有一个艺术的眼光的照片。还是可能就是说，当我们知道某一些新闻照片，那些看起来很艺术性的照片，当我们知道这个照片最早发生出来的 context 这个情景的时候，也可能让我们改变对这些照片的看法。比如说我们最近前不久出版的关于文革的照片，有些很残酷的文革的照片，可能最早发表的动机并不是一个 criticize 的动机，是一个展示文革的 propaganda 的动机。那么在这个情况下，当我们知道一个摄影师的 motive 的时候，他对我们判断一个照片的价值、艺术价值、新闻价值有什么样的影响？我想这都是我们需要谈论的问题，而这个也恰恰是我们 M+ 作为一个 Visual Culture Museum 非常关注的问题。那么也是我们未来的2天到3天的会，就不断的要涉及到这个问题，在艺术品、艺术文献在记录之间，这个我们怎么样来衡量它，怎么样来展览它的问题。我想今天是一个小小的开始，所以非常谢谢今天3位的嘉宾从全世界各个地方飞到这个地方来，我们向他们表示再一次的感谢。然后最后就是想还有一个我们星期一的晚上在这个 Asia Society Jockey Club， 我们还有另外一个 open 的 talk 叫 Rethinking the Category of the Art and Documentation， 所以大家现在也可以在网上去做预定。所以我们再次谢谢今天3位的讲者，谢谢。然后谢谢大家晚上来，谢谢。